Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury. ArchieLuxury from the ArchieLuxury channel, the Paul Pluta channel, and ArchieLuxury corporate. Guys, keep watching. Keep watching. I need the viewers. I need the viewers. I need the subs. I need it. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Tell your friends, whether you like them or hate them. Just tell them anyhow. ArchieLuxury on YouTube. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel, and today I am doing a paid review. This is 20 SE13. 20 SE13. Quick wristwatch check. What am I wearing today? And I'm wearing a Patek Philippe 5127. This is actually the I got two of these babies. This is actually the one with the 324 movement, and I just love it. Okay, here we go. War and Peace starts. Dear Archie, my name is Louis. I'm 21 years old and I live in London. I have been a long-time fan of yours and am even today constantly revisiting your classic, such as Why No Donations of Significance and your Archie Explodes episodes. Quick wristwatch check. Patek 5127. Please enjoy the donation. I'm happy to pay my taxes to the pontiff so he can afford the rent a couple of ladyboys. Continue to produce YouTube video content. Before we go any further, who do I recommend in the UK? In the UK, who do I recommend if Archie wants a quality night out on the town? Louis PW, Louis PW, Louis PW. Please call if you're ever over here and in need of a classy evening. I can certainly accommodate your taste in women. Thank you. Please allow me to tell you a bit about myself. I've been working for 3 years in central London as an accountant. It's not the most exciting of jobs, nor am I one of the most affluent viewers on your channel. However, I do take pride in what I do and I make the most out of it. I've saved up enough money to buy my first luxury wristwatch. I currently own a Tissot Scheiter and a Tag Heuer WAR 211A. And then he said .BA0782 opinions. I am aware that every man needs a Rolex. However, the struggle I'm facing is obtaining the bloody thing rather than being able to afford it. The two Rolexes I want are the following: a Rolex Submariner black dial, date, no date, any year from 1990 until 2020, and a Rolex 36mm date just black dial fluted bezel from 1990 to 2020. I'm happy to buy used, however I will not buy anything unless it comes with papers or authentication. Not sure if papers really proves anything. What happens if the papers are for the wrong watch? I've also considered other Rolex options. However, watches like the Air King, Oyster Perpetual, etc. just don't excite me. And as such, I do not want to spend so much on a watch I don't appreciate. Watches I like, he likes the Sky Dweller, but it's out of my price range. The problem I'm having, Archie, is that these watches are impossible to buy from retailers, and if I find them online, if he finds them online, or at a non-verified dealer, they have huge markups. I saw one website offering a new date sub at just under £12,000, which is £4,000 more than what the authorized dealer are selling them for, and another site offering a new date just £2,000 over retail. I visited a few authorized dealers. Yes, sirree. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David S.W. A few authorized dealers, but all they've done so far is put me on interest lists, which means FICO. Yes, I know, it's gotta hurt and I need a second or third job. However, I do not want to give some scalper $4,000 extra for taking an authorized dealer to the strip club. I've watched your older videos explaining why this is the case. Rolex is a trust, supply, demand, etc. And I'm not intending to bitch and moan, but I need the pontiff's help in planning my next step. I therefore have listed my options below. Please commemorate and recommend as you see fit. Go around to most of the authorized dealers in London asking to be put on their special interest list to hopefully get a new watch at a fair price. Buy secondhand from a watch website like Chrono24. Please note I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. My friend's affluent dad is mates with a pawnbroker and is currently looking out for a Rolex. I've already received an offer for a 1990 Submariner in need of servicing for $6,006, which I declined. I could just do nothing and wait for further offers. Donate my life savings to the pontiff so the cloud opens up and angels hand me a solid gold bluesy. One last thing, how come you prefer steel over ceramic? Apologies for the length of the review. I'm new to this hobby, as you can understand my questions. Nice one, Archie. Appreciate the content. Thanks for all your hard work and go fike yourself. P.S. Please bring back the Archie Explodes vids and the swearing. It's not the same. Peace and more ends. Okie dokie. And he's got a couple other questions. He goes on to say, here are a couple other ideas which I may commission in the future. He's talking about Archie. Does Archie have insurance on his watches? Steel versus leather. Bracelet straps. What is better? Managing family life whilst being a YouTube celebrity. And Filipino versus Thai ladyboys. Okie dokie. So let's have a bit of a talk about this here. So firstly, thank you so much for being a loyal servant to the craft. I do appreciate your dedication there. So first, now let's have a look here. What do you have? You've got a Tissot. You haven't given me any. You haven't given me any details there. You haven't given me any details of this Tissot. The tag itself there, you give me the reference numbers there. Let me just have a look at this. It's a tag WA 2111 2111. That's right, 11A BA0782. Let's have a look at this little devil here. What do I think? It's a caliber. Yeah. What do I think? What do I think of the tag Hoya you've got there? I gotta be honest with you, I don't hate tag. This is actually quite a lovely. Which version of dial did you get? The blue or the black? It's actually, what do I think of this watch? I think that reference number might be the blue one. I got to be totally honest with you. It's actually not terrible. You're only 21 years old and you've got a Tissot. Tissot's actually okay for a young man. You've got a tag. You've got the tag. It's a Carrera. With the caliber 5 automatic movement. Nothing wrong with that. That's actually quite. I got to be honest with you. Don't. That's actually semi-decent, okay? Tag Heuer, I gotta be honest with you, Tag Heuer isn't terrible, okay? Is it the greatest watch? No, but for the money, it's it is a semi-luxurious watch. It's for a 21-year-old, it's pretty fantastic. Now, I would say to you, please, whatever you do, don't throw this watch away or sell it on. Just keep it. It's part of your horological history. So that's actually, I got to be honest, for a young man, that's an amazing watch. Okay. Now, as for yourself there, you're saying you'd like to get a Submariner, a date, or it doesn't matter. I completely understand. I completely understand what you're saying there. Personally, the 36mm Datejust, give it the wide berth. There's so many of those Datejusts. I'd probably, I think you're better off to get the sub date, sub no date. What would I do? Okay. I think, honestly, what you're best to do is find a good dealer who deals in these things here. And you want to get somebody who's not necessarily the cheapest. You want to get somebody who's a dealer you can trust. You want someone who, would I buy from a pawn shop? Look, I have bought many pieces from a pawn shop, but as a rookie, it's probably not what I'd recommend. So would I go to the ADs and say, hey, I want one of these? Probably. Look, you could probably get a Datejust. You might get an Oyster Perpetual, but I don't think you would actually. I don't think you'd actually get. I don't think you get the Submariner. Okay, you can try, but I got to be honest with you, it's going to be pretty damn hard. It's worth, yeah, sure. You can, you can try, but it's pretty hard. I basically think, look, it's the Rolex supply and demand thing. I would try and isolate a few watches that you like. You may say, well, I don't mind an Explorer 1, a Milgauss, a no-date sub, and a date sub. I'd form a bit of a list and then see what is a good deal. I personally, Chrono 24, I'd find a good dealer. Find a nice dealer you feel comfortable with. It's not necessarily the cheapest. It's a dealer, a grey market dealer who you can trust. Okay? That's what I would do. I wouldn't necessarily buy the cheapest one. I'd buy a quality one. That's what I would do. You can use Chrono 24 as a price guide, but your mate who's friends with a pawnbroker, look, he may be okay, but you know, I would possibly, you could always get a independent watchmaker to just verify it for you. You know, you probably 1990s probably getting a little bit old there. That's 30 odd years old. I'd okay, personally, I would probably get in touch with some good dealers. There are many good, I don't know London, I'm in Australia. I know Australian dealers. There are some many good dealers. I would do some homework. That's what I would do. I would pay the premium, get the watch, done. That's what I would do. Just get one, just keep it. You're only a young guy, man. That's amazing to be buying a Rolex. So that's what I do. Get in touch with a good dealer, get a good vibe for, and that's basically it. Now, to answer some of your questions here, let's go through some of your questions. How come you prefer steel over ceramic? Okay, when I say ceramic, we're talking about the bezel. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. I think you mean the ceramic bezel. It's not steel, it's aluminum. It's aluminum. Look, it depends on the watch. In the Breitling Super Ocean Heritage, I say I prefer the aluminum because it looks more retro. It's a retro watch. On the Rolex, if I was to get one now, I'd actually go for ceramic sub. If I could get a ceramic sub, that's the one I would pick because it's got the bracelet is greatly improved. And and the bracelet is greatly improved, and I also feel the ceramic is a nicer addition to have. If you're going to use this as an everyday watch there. Now, that's what I do. So to be honest with you, I think you're on the right track. Just find a dealer you feel comfortable with. Don't just go in the first one. Just get a feeling for it. You'll know the dealer who you feel you can trust. That's what I do. Thank you so much for the... it's good to see. I got to be honest with you. If you're not comfortable with Rolex, you're only a young guy. What other alternatives would I suggest there? Possibly Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. That's a fantastic... Got to get the Halcyon. That means it's a plastic acrylic glass manual wind. I would consider the Speedy. What else would I consider a great watch for a young guy to have there? Maybe a Tudor Black Bay. That's a great watch. I understand you want a Rolex. You want the Rolex. Fair enough. I would probably be a bit more open and say, well, I would go Explorer 1, the new Air King 40mm, the no date sub. I'd have a bit of a range. And if you've got to pay a bit of a premium, you're much better off, let me just tell you, you're much better off to buy it within your own country, because the taxes in the UK can be quite horrendous. So you're better off to deal with a dealer in the UK. And I got to be honest with you, a lot of thieving goes on. Shipping, I wouldn't be buying my first watch from overseas. I'd be playing it very safe. That's what I do. You could have a look at David SW. He has actually shipped to America. He's actually pretty good there. Have a look, David SW. But I personally would find a dealer, not a new dealer, just a second-hand watch dealer. I would find somebody you feel comfortable with, get the watch, and I would be happy with that. Just get one and done, and just enjoy your watch. So that really is my advice there. My advice, keep the Tissot, don't throw it away, and keep the tag. The tag is actually, for a 21-year-old, that's an amazing watch. I'd keep it as part of your watch journey. I regret I got rid of a lot of, the watches in my history. I'll get rid of this, but no, I should have kept it. So that tag, that's actually very, very decent watch. No, it's not a Rolex. No, it's not a Patek. Of course it's not. But at that price point, I think it's a great watch for a young man to have there. The other thing you may consider, I tell you what I would, if you want to be a young accountant, what about a Reverso? Because you've got the tag on the bracelet, a Reverso on a leather strap. That's just beautiful. I know it's not waterproof. I know it's not a sports watch, but the tag is semi-decent. The Tissot is your beater. Maybe a Reverso, because these on the second, you don't want to buy this new, on the second-hand market, they're very good. Now, this is actually the grand size. It's a bigger size, and I like it because I'm a bigger guy. But maybe a Reverso tribute to 1931 could be a great Reverso for you. Okay, I'm ArchieLuxury. This has been a paid review. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Don't be afraid to put some negative comments. And just remember, guys, I can't survive on Google Ads alone. I need your contribution to keep me full-time on YouTube. Without your contribution, I could not survive. Please do a paid review. $50 for a paid review. I'll give you my opinion. I'll make a custom video, normally about 2 weeks. Come on, guys, get a paid review done now. Look down below. Down below are the details. PayPal to ArchieLuxury72@gmail.com. ArchieLuxury72@gmail.com. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.